like 23,000 views, believe it or not, is not the most.
23 million.
23 million is not the most. Like, that's actually low compared to what some viral videos are on YouTube.
I'm going to play a little bit of this for people who have had their heads in the sand and have never heard your stuff. God. What is it? Is it hard for you to listen to your stuff?
Yeah, it is. It's difficult.
Me too.
But whatever. Do what you got to do.
Ugh, it's so impressive to me. Was this the first style of a video like this that you'd done?
Yeah.
It's so good. It gives me chills. Watch, I get a copyright strike for playing your thing.
No, you won't.
So what was your process like for this? Like, how many total artists, or was it completely random?
I didn't even think about it too much. I came up with the idea of making a 10-second songs channel because I had a 10-second songs Fiverr page.
Oh, Fiverr, right.
That was my gateway. Fiverr was my gateway into being a full-time musician, independent musician, as my main source of income, because I was working retail jobs like, Bed Bath & Beyond and Home Depot and stuff. And then I was also doing Fiverr on the side, and it was overwhelming me to do both. Like, it was actually exhausting. And I finally decided to just take the leap and say, you know what, I'm going to do Fiverr full time. And
wow.
I did. And it worked. It worked out because it really, a lot of different opportunities opened up and opportunities to make to do jobs, music jobs outside of the platform on Fiverr. So once I started seeing that I was actually making good money, I was like, you know what, I'm going to take this a step further and make a YouTube channel promoting my custom songs so that I can get out to a wider audience. And I was like, what's the best way to do it? Well, I'm going to take a pop song and I'm going to divide it into, 20 genres. And, when I realized that 20 genres, like, there's only so many genres you can do, I was like, I'll just do style. I'll do actual artists, and I'll do them the best I can. I wasn't like meticulously trying to sound like each of these people, because I'm listening back. I'm like, that is the worst Nirvana impression on the planet. The worst Queen impression on the planet. Like, I'm looking at it, and I'm like, okay, I understand now why this did well, because I was a nobody. Like, you can clearly see that I was just like, I was out of the blue. Here's this guy who executed a pretty interesting idea no one ever did before, good enough. I'm not putting myself down, but I did a good enough job to have it be entertaining and relatable so people can share it,
Yeah.
But really, that was it. It wasn't. There were some things I did in that video, which was my most viral video, that I would never do now. Like, I remember in the Queen section that I left in rough harmonies, demoed harmonies that are flat. They're not even on pitch. I'm listening back, like, like, holy shit, that's a little flat. And I just left them in because, like, I was like, fuck it. These are things I would have never done. Like, then once I started doing them more, because obviously then it became a thing for me to be that styles guy. And I realized that, I got 100,000 subscribers in that first week.
What? Oh my God.
The channel was 0 subscribers because that was the first video I put up. So 100,000. So I'm like, I felt pressure to have to follow that up because, I didn't want to just go up and put up a Metallica cover of me singing Enter Sandman. I don't know, like, something regular like that. People just I had to do something in that vein again. So I kept doing them because, like, they were working. And then eventually I did eventually, like, I landed this kind of like cross promotion marketing collaboration with Linkin Park.
Oh, really? I didn't know about that.
Same multi-channel network as me. By the way, YouTubers, they sign, once you get like, bigger on YouTube, multi-channel networks will contact you. And I don't know if you know what they are, but like,
no, I'm not there yet.
TV or Studio 71 or whatever. They're like record labels for YouTube channels almost.
Wow.
And so Linkin Park was on the same voltage. I'm really pulling the curtain back behind right now.
I like it.
Linkin Park was on the same multi-channel network as me, so we kind of did this thing where I did In the End, and they would share it on their networks. Now, mind you, Linkin Park's social media networks is still some of the biggest in traditional artists there is. Like they had like 64 at the time, 65 million likes on Facebook when Facebook likes actually were worth something.
Yeah, before they were manipulated.
Because like I'll tell you, back in 2014, you could post straight up YouTube links on Facebook and they flew. That was because that was before, crazy to think about this, but that was about a year or a half a year before Facebook rolled out Facebook video. So think about that. Like, they were actually, so when Linkin Park posted my YouTube link and Chester's at the end of that video, telling people to subscribe to my channel.
This one right here?
My channel got 85,000 subscribers in a day.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's so exciting.
Single-handedly put me very close to 1 million subscribers after that video.
And you had done 2 videos.
No, at the time it was Katy Perry. I did a Jason Derulo song. I did an Ariana Grande song. Grande. I always say Grande. I don't know why. And then I did Linkin Park. So it was the fourth video in, because it's, the trend started to go down a little bit. Like the next 2 after Dark Horse, they didn't do as well. So that was the pick me up right there.
Linkin Park.
It's crazy. It's crazy to think about.
Wait a second. Am I doing this right? Wait. Everyone's watching me figure out the player.
Are you live right now?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, we're pre-recording. Oh, here it is. Okay. Okay, so this was the video number 4.
Crazy.
This, I remember when this came out, I was also very impressed and excited for you.
It starts with one thing. I don't know why.
How long does it take you to do one of these videos?
It's been so long, I don't remember. 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
That was usually that was the average, 2 weeks. But it depends on what. It depends on what kind of song it is and how many transitions there are. Because I did Rap God in 40 styles. That took over a month.
Was that your hardest video?
That might have been the most difficult one to record and film. But I'm trying to think. That probably was. That was a real. That was a lot mentally too. But it took about, because this was, I mean, these were the earlier videos, so I was producing them all myself. The later videos, like the more recent ones, I've been getting. I have producers that help me, which have made them more streamlined. But at the same time, for me, I felt towards the end started taking away the fun entirely.
Really, having more help actually made it less fun.
It took away. It started to get very mundane for me. So that's why I stopped them. I stopped them I haven't done one since November.
Wow. Isn't that funny though? Like you think, it's going to be easier on you to have more help, which frees you up to be more creative.
It definitely was. It is easier, but the problem is that it made me lazy. That's my fault.
How so?
Because I basically, would have I would have a conversation with my producer. I would make the list of what transitions I wanted, and I'd say, okay, let's do this. I talked to him. We'd have a meeting about it. It's like, all right, do it. And then he'd present it to me. And it's either it would work or I would make suggestions and changing it. I was kind of guiding the whole process, but I wasn't in there doing it. See, the whole thing, and I realized that you know, in doing them, I was like kind of like putting myself through a production boot camp. Like if I didn't know how to do something, I never shied away from it. I would do it until I figured out how to do it. And
wow.
Like even programming drums for like a Tool section, which is like progressive rock or alternative metal. I'd listen to, you know, I would just do it like, you know, and I would do it on my own. I'd figure it out, and actually it would actually be pretty good, you know, like and I'd be impressed with what I could pull off, like even with myself, or at least not impressed, but more so like it's a good feeling to know that, oh, something that you didn't think that you could do because you would have never tried anyway. Once you actually did it and tried it, like you actually did it. Like it was a good thing to see that, you know, oh, I can do this, and now I know I can do this. Now I know I can do that. All of that was kind of eliminated once I started getting help.
Yeah,
it started becoming more like a job. And I actually, in the last year that I did, the last time I did the Styles videos was last year. I started to see a decline in interest and viewership anyway. Like not so much, not a terrible decline, because these videos would average 1 million views on average each, but then it started to drop to like, oh, like 500,000, stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, well, it's time for me to shake things up and try other things. And of course, like that's where I'm at right now. Like I'm in a I'm trying other things, but I'm also like, by the way, I'm not done with Styles videos.
Yeah.
But my whole thing is that when I do another one, it's got to be like as special as they were before, and like crazy. Like, you know, when I said Rap God and 40 Styles,
that is crazy to me. Like
it's got to be that. If it's not that, it can't be like, because then I started doing stuff like Creep in 15 Styles, or I did Linkin Park Numb in 15 Styles, and it's just like, you know, it's like 15 Styles. It just seems very like, all right, fine, here's a Styles video. Like,
I think you're hard. You're like every creative person. You're like hard on yourself, you know, because you're like, like there's so many people who'd be like, oh my God, 500,000 views on a video would make their life. But yeah, you're probably, there's always a voice inside you that's like pushing you to do
I
your
get
limit.